Hello, John.
Hello, Jesper.
What are we going to do now?
We're going to look at my favourite minigame, which is called Fox and Hounds.
Please show us!
Okay, so in my hand here I have a fox, and my fox can move forward one square diagonally, either forwards or backwards. And my fox is trying to reach the end of the board. But he cannot reach the end because there are some hounds here. Now these hounds, they move forwards also on the diagonal squares, one square at a time, but they cannot move backwards. So they can only move forwards. Now, this is not a game in which capturing is permitted. This is a blocking game. The fox wins if he manages to reach the end, and the hounds win if they stop the fox from reaching the end. For example, if the fox is unable to move. So let's have a little look at this. I'm going to make a move as a fox, and then we're going to have some moves by the hounds. And after a while, we can see here that the fox has broken through. Okay, so the hounds are saying, hey, I've let the fox through, let's have another go. What can we learn from this? Well, very soon in playing this game, you discover that the best way to play it is to form a straight line. And beware, in forming a straight line, you don't want to do it this way because that's leaving a big gap in the side. What you always want to do is ensure there's no gap. So we're going to continue just playing this, and the hounds are going to keep a straight line. Now, I call this a basket because the fox is surrounded and the hounds have to decide what to do next. Let's consider some moves. Let's say it goes there. The fox comes away and sees the gap. If the hound tries to fill it, the fox comes in again. So you can see that there is a discipline that's required by the hounds in order to ensure that the fox doesn't break through. So let's have a look at this one more time. The fox heads off, the hounds are trying to keep a straight line like this. And is there something that can be done? Well, there is a point where the hounds will have to decide where to go. If it goes away from the centre, the fox can break through. So what this illustrates is that we have two strategies in this game. On the one hand, the hounds want to keep a very straight line. On the other hand, what the fox is doing is it is putting pressure onto their hounds so that a decision has to be made. The player of the hounds has to decide how it is going to keep out the fox, and this presents the fox with a lot of opportunities to break through, because the player of the hounds will often make a mistake. This is something which transfers to other games as well. If you're playing a game of chess and you're putting your opponent under pressure, then your opponent will often make a mistake because it's very difficult to sustain concentration levels for a long time. And we find that as a general rule, if you maintain the pressure, you have a good chance to win.
So John, finally, why is this so good to start with for beginners?
This, I think, is one of the best games to start with because it uses so little material. This is only using 4 pieces on one side and 1 piece on the other side. So with 5 pieces, you already have a very dynamic minigame. There's a very dynamic situation here where there's quite a complicated decision to be made as to which of your pawns or hounds you are going to move out of the way. And I think that with such a minimal amount of material, to have achieved a complicated decision like this is remarkable. And I think it's within the grasp of most of the young children I've played this with, that they get the idea. And so it's been tested in practice over many years. In fact, this game emerged from Central Europe in the Middle Ages, so it's been played a very long time. It's something which has got a kind of long pedigree, a long tradition to it. And so we know that's an indication that it's a game that is received well in wide sections of society.
Thank you very much, John.